Randy Rain here, and it's Easter again, and it's time for me to do another Easter egg. So, this is
Reggy The Robot Garage.
So for a while now, every Easter I've been making some fancy Easter eggs. I've done the R2D egg, I've done the not eggless, I've done a rock egg ship, I've done the Omni egg bot, and this time, as you know from the video thumbnail, I'm doing a Robby egg, Reggy Robot. I don't know. Haven't came up with it yet. Whatever it says on the thumbnail. Anyway, better get started. So I've 3D printed some pieces, and I have an egg, but I need to blow this egg, and what that means is take the inside out, because I want to keep this, so I don't want to just boil it or anything like that. So first thing I need to do is make some holes in here so I can get the stuff out, and I need to know where to do it. These are going to be the little legs.
You'd better run, egg!
So I can obviously put a hole there. So somewhere there, and that would get covered up. And there's going to be a little panel, because you need some way to vent it out. Yeah, so I'm going to go with here. First thing, just take an X-Acto knife. That. Then you make another one here. So the reason it's called a blown egg is you blow into here and it squirts out. So excuse me. Alright, so I've washed the inside of my egg and let it drain and let it dry out. I now want to take some CA glue, put some over this hole, and go clog that up. Now I'm just going to use some Smooth Cast 325. Now pour it into the egg. Now take this piece of clay, put over that. Now slosh around as it cures. Now I can get rid of the clay. Alright, now I need to put the legs on. They're going to be here. So I want to paint the top part of the egg this chrome silver color, and I know it's not chrome silver color on the robot. Just wait. I have a plan, but it needs to start off this way. And while that's drying, my little pieces here, I had to use supports, and I gotta try to clean it up. And I have to do the same thing with the arms. It's the only way I could really print them out. Okay, now I need to put this part on. I'm using extra thick gap filling CA glue here. Okay, now's the panel. And now for the arms. And do a little gap filling here. Now I need to mask off my silver part. Okay, now I can paint all this, and I want to paint it first with a hammering type paint. You'll see. Now the little aerials or antennas or whatever they are, I made them in halves. And I got to glue them together now. I better score this paint because there's a lot of layers. I didn't realize there was a back plate. I figured it went all the way around, but then finding pictures, there's something back here, so I made this little piece. Okay, I guess I can go ahead and do what I'm going to do with this up here. It's going to be cover it in clear epoxy. It didn't come out quite as way I imagined it, but I'll keep putting on some more coats and maybe it'll give it a better look. But before that, I'm going to go ahead and finish adding these pieces. Let's also give this a shot. I was having a hard time deciding to leave these bottom parts silver or paint it black. I've decided to paint it black. And just going to use some model paint. Got to be careful, the solvent in here is breaking down that silver and it's mixing. There's one last little detail I want to do. So I'm about to use a table saw here, and every time I do use a table saw here, everybody clutches their pearls and says how they're so worried about me. Well, I've been using table saw for 30 years now professionally, alright, so don't worry about it. All I'm doing is cutting a 7/8 inch thick marine grade plywood in 2 3/4 inches by 2 3/4 inches. So my finger is less than 3/4 of an inch thick, so I have 2 inches to keep away from the blade. Notice my hand, how it's tracked on the fence here. It's not coming off. You have to be a moron to stick your fingers into this blade by doing it this way, and you get a nice cut. So look there, no problems. Completely safe, everything's intact. But of course there is times when you need to use more safety precautions, and that comes when you're cutting something small and thin like I'm doing here. So what you want to do here is use some double-sided carpet tape and stick down a piece of sacrificial wood. This keeps the piece of wood that you're cutting from going underneath the fence. You also want to keep the blade really low and use a piece of scrap wood as the push stick. It's really not all that hard. Look there. Perfect. No problems. Still all in one piece. Now, if you're going to need to cut these small pieces and put an angle on them, well, you're going to need a guide. Look at there. Once again, all safe and sound, and I have my pieces of wood. So there you go. I'm done. Simple as that. All my fingers are intact and I'm good to go, so save your worry. Now the robot is done. Now I just need to work on the display. And there's a reason for this little lip. And it's the same reason I need to cut a couple of pieces of popsicle stick here. Okay, next I want to take some Mod Podge. And this is the matte, not the glossy. And pour a little bit into this cup. And add some water. A little bit more Mod. Now I'm going to add some red food coloring. And now I'm going to brush on this Mod Podge down here. Now I'm going to use this yellow grass that I have, that I used on my flea circus. Now what I want to do is I got just some rubbing alcohol. Try to mist it without that should break down the surface tension for this stuff. Only one last thing to do, and that's add a little piece of felt on the bottom. Just going to use some spray 77. Now I'm the master at Easter eggs. Let me explain. See, my brother used to have 6 children in the house, and they would always do Easter eggs. And they would always invite me, but I would let them do it because I wanted them to do it and be creative, because there would be a contest on Easter when the whole family got together and we'd always judge, and I liked being one of the judges and picking out which one I thought was the most creative. Well, then they got a little older, and that's when I started entering mine into it. Now, my first one was the R2D egg, and of course, it's not the best one I've ever done, but it was the best one at that contest, and so I pretty much had the best one. The next year, I came back hard with the rock egg ship. One of my favorites, actually. And of course, at that time, I had the best one as well. Now, the next year, they didn't do a contest. They didn't do any Easter eggs. Now, of course, kids are getting older, and they grow out of stuff like that. But that's a good thing, because I was coming at them with the not eggless. And you're not beating the not eggless. Come on. And then I took at least a year off, I guess. I don't really remember. And then I started doing these videos, and so I did the Omni Egg Bot. And this year, it's the Reggy The Robot. Reggy The Robot? I don't know. Haven't decided. Still haven't decided what to call it. Whatever the title of this video is and what you think it says, that's the name of this robot right here. So if you liked this video and you liked Reggy or Reggy the Robot, I sure would appreciate a like down below. That helps me out. And somebody in this list right here is going to be getting this little robot. These are my patrons. These are people helping me out. I appreciate every single one of them. I think they're amazing. I think they're really nice people, and I do appreciate them. And one of them is going to be getting this gift. If you would like to become a patron and maybe get a robot sometime, of course, there is a link below. But anyway, that was
Reggy Robot Garage.